Well, today we're here at Betty's Restaurant in Chippewa in Niagara Falls, and we are going to run my 1,000th consecutive day in memory of Julianne Miszk. Well, back when COVID hit, I began running again, and I saw a challenge on social media. Mike Strange, who's one of our local councillors, challenged Julianne, who was battling cancer at the time, to do something 100. And she ran 100 meters out and 100 meters back while she's battling cancer. And I saw this on the video on social media, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna try and run 100 days consecutive by myself, not telling anybody. And then afterwards, I was gonna donate to a children's charity in Julianne's name. Sadly, on my day 50, Julianne passed away back in July, and I decided to continue the run, and it morphed into a memorial run. Met with Julianne's parents, Bernadette and Joe, asked for their permission to run in memory of their daughter. And I've run every day since. And regardless of weather, regardless of schedule, I've kept it up, and she's motivated me. She was a very inspirational young lady passed away at the age of 22. And through me, through my running, I firmly believe Julianne is inspiring a lot of people. There's been so many good things happen. And the generosity, we're raising money for children's charities, and the generosity of the community has been overwhelming. So today's 1,000 days, we're not stopping. I'm gonna keep running as long as I'm able. You know, the weather isn't great today, it's slushy and it's chilly out here, but it pales in comparison to, you know, the struggles that Julianne had battling cancer for 4 years before she sadly passed away. Every day, you know, several weeks ago we had, I think it was minus 17 degrees and wind chill of minus 26. You know, I bundled up and I was fine. And I just kept reminding myself that this poor young lady went through a hell of a lot more than me battling cold temperatures. So I persevered, and you know, there's been nice days as well, so I enjoy them. And I firmly believe Julianne is often with me when I'm running and motivating me to continue. Yeah, you know, we've raised over $6,000 for charity over the last 1,000 days. Bernadette Miszk selects a charity each month focused on children's charities. However, we're going to do a little shift here. The City of Niagara Falls has created a butterfly memorial trail at Fireman's Park, and that trail is being built currently, and there's a fundraising initiative with that. We're putting some pressure, kindly putting pressure on the city to get online donations, because it's just easier for people to do so. So we're hoping within the next couple of days, there's a council meeting tonight where it's potentially being discussed. We're hoping within a couple days online donations will be accepted for Fireman's Park's Memorial Trail. Currently, checks can be mailed to the City of Niagara Falls, with Fireman's Park Trail being written in the memo section. You know what, I just want to thank you and thank the other media outlets for coming out and allowing us to share our story, and I want to thank everybody who has contributed and has supported in the past, and in particular, you know, Joe and Bernadette Miszk lost a daughter, and I know it's difficult for them, but whenever people say their name, and say her name, I should say, and talk about her, I know it provides strength for them, so I'm just glad that I'm a small part of that.
I think it's exhilarating. We're excited to be out here. Never thought that, you know, when Rich started this, we'd be here today at 1,000 runs. It's impressive to run, but to run consecutively, like every single day, that's inspirational, that's impressive. And then when we're just not running for a purpose, we are running for a purpose. He's running and we donate to charities, which makes it that even more inspiring and exciting. Super excited about this. This is for all the children in the Niagara region that have passed, not just to cancer, but any child that had succumbed to a disease or left this earth. It's called the Butterfly Memorial Trail. Butterflies remind me of resurrection, transformation, new life. It was also Julianne's sign to me when she crossed over that she'd come back in the form of a butterfly, so that just touches my heart. So it's a very butterfly themed park. Special plants are going to be planted in there to attract butterflies. Parents that have lost a child can have a bench in their honor or a tree planted. So we're hoping that we can get the community. The city initiated this and started funding it, and we're just continuing to fundraise so that we can make this a spectacular place and a place of where parents and families that have lost a child can just go, reflect, think about their child, and connect with other parents.
We're just so proud
Yeah,
of Rich.
we're so proud.
Congratulations to him for 1,000 days like that.
Just amazing.
And it's the adversity that he has had to go through to continue with this, and through ailments and through weather and everything else. And I mean, I wish he could have picked a better day, to be quite honest with you. You know what I mean? We could have ran in Antigua. That would be really nice, but his timing wasn't the best for this, but it's awesome. And that's Julianne wouldn't have wanted it any other way.
That would be significant of her. Like when people thought, I'm not running this weather, she'd be like, oh, it's raining out. This is going to be fun. Let's go. So that's her attitude. And I think she called for this weather today.
She's going to be with us the whole way. So we're going to share stories of Julianne as we're running today as well. So we've all got great stories of running with her, and that's what we're going to be talking about as we're running.
Well, I did a couple runs for her when she was fighting cancer, and I actually met Julianne through Vic, and she's just an inspiration. You know, she grew up with challenges in her life, and then, you know, become an OFSA champion 5 times in a row. And then in their last time, she ended up winning a silver, but she was going through chemo and like her jaw was out to here for cancer that spread. It was just so inspiring. And we used to have this man a mile run every year for charity. And she'd come out and run a mile, and she just loved weather like this. So the one night before, it was freezing rain, and I'm like, you know what, I think they might cancel the run. I definitely don't want to do it. There's 100% I wasn't going to do it. I phoned Julianne. I go, have you seen the weather outside? She goes, yeah, this is going to be great. So she loved this type of weather, and the slushiness, the rain, the snow, whatever. She loved the challenges. And she was just, we're better people for meeting her, right? She was just great. And she taught us lessons in life, just to be happy every day and enjoy and get out and exercise when you can. And myself and Vic, we try to go every other day. And you know, we watch guys like Rich Merlino, she inspired as well, and started off with this 100-day challenge and goes on to 1,000, and 5,000 kilometers is just magnificent, and it's huge. And to wake up every day and to try and say, okay, I gotta run in this weather. Well, guess what? Julianne would run in this weather, so Rich knew that he had to do it.
It's great to be here, to be honest with you, especially seeing that it's in honor of Julianne. She meant so much to so many people. I often used to say that, you know, I had no idea how such a big heart could fit in such a small body. And, you know, the other thing I've always said is that, well, I mean, I guess it was in my 40s, but my early 50s, I mean, she taught me more than I could ever teach her, to be honest with you. You know, she was a true competitor, but yet she had a heart bigger than anyone I ever met. So it was just great to know her, and I mean, you know, she still lives on in our school. There's pictures of her all over the walls at St. Mike's, all over my classroom especially. She has records that will never be broken, to be honest with you. And, you know, the other thing is every graduation we give out an award in Julianne's honor, and it's called the Fighting Spirit Award, because that's what she had. She was a great fighter, she was a great competitor, but she had a heart of gold.
Well, I think just the significance of where we're starting today is at the brink of the falls, and you know, that's on our celebration of life. We got the whole falls illuminated for her, and that night, which is unbelievable, is they did a picture in the Milky Way, and there was a kind of significance, because there was a picture of a butterfly, it looked like, in the shape of a butterfly. It was like, okay, just she's telling everyone that everything's okay. We're all right. I'm watching you guys. I'm watching all over the kids. So I think it's so significant that we're going to be running from the brink of the falls, where the celebration of life was.
Niagara Falls woman who braved cancer and other illnesses lives on as one man dedicates 1,000 straight days to go outside and run, all in her name. No sun, no problem. For these runners, today's messy weather seemed like destiny.
People thought, I'm not running this weather. She'd be like, oh, it's raining out. This is going to be fun. Let's go. So that's her attitude. And I think she called for this weather today.
That person is Julianne Miszk, who, despite her health issues throughout life, always grabbed every day by the horns.
She taught us lessons in life, just to be happy every day and enjoy and get out and exercise when you can.
She taught me more than I could ever teach her. To be honest with you, she was a true competitor, but yet she had a heart bigger than anyone I ever met.
That competitive spirit kicked in when she was diagnosed with cancer. She decided to take Councillor Mike Strange's challenge to do anything 100 times. She chose to run. It was enough to inspire Rich Merlino.
She ran 100 meters out and 100 meters back while she's battling cancer. And I saw this on the video on social media, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to try and run 100 days consecutive by myself.
After his 50th run, Rich learned that Julianne died, but he continued lacing up. Today was his 1,000th straight day of pounding the pavement in Julianne's name.
To run consecutively, like every single day, that's inspirational, that's impressive.
She started a legacy in what she was doing in giving back, and Rich has continued that legacy through her and keeping her memory alive for the community and for us, and that keeps us strong at the same time as well.
Rich says he's raised about $6,000 for children's charities. He and Julianne's parents are working to keep her and other young people's memories alive with a butterfly garden at Fireman's Park.
Called the Butterfly Memorial Trail. Butterflies remind me of resurrection, transformation, new life. It was also Julianne's sign to me when she crossed over that she'd come back in the form of a butterfly, so that just touches my heart.
The group are hoping the city of Niagara Falls will allow online donations to make it easier to donate towards the Butterfly Park. Well, currently, the city is only accepting donations via check.